Hello and welcome to this complete beginner's guide to Adobe After Effects. If you have ever opened After Effects and immediately felt overwhelmed, you are not alone. At first glance, it can look complex and intimidating, with dozens of buttons, timelines, panels, and terms you might not recognize. But that's exactly why I created this tutorial to help you get comfortable and confident step by step. Whether you are someone who's opening After Effects for the first time, or you have dabbed a bit before and want a structured walkthrough, you're in the right place. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand how to navigate the software with ease, but you'll also be able to create clean, professional looking animation and motion graphics. This is a hands on practical tutorial where we will explore all the foundational tools and concepts you need to get started. We'll begin by breaking down the After Effects interface, what each panel does, how to customize your workspace, and how the workflow fits together. Understanding the layout is key before we start building anything. Once you're familiar with the workspace, we'll move into composition, what they are, how they work, and how to set them up correctly. Think of composition as the canvas where all your animation happens. From there, we'll learn how to animate using one of the most powerful features in After Effects, keyframes. These are what brings your graphics to life, and I'll guide you through each animation step clearly and patient. We'll also dive into working with text and shape layers, showing you how to create engaging titles, motion text, and simple geometric designs. We'll learn how to animate their movements, scale, opacity, and rotation in ways that add polish and professionalism. After that, we'll explore how to add effects and presets to give your animation more style, like glow, blur, and other creative touches. I'll also show you how to customize and combine effects for unique results. But we are not stopping there. To bring all of this together, we'll create a small practical project, a fully animated lower third graphic. These are super useful in interviews, vlogs, or any kind of informational content. We'll build it from scratch, animate it, and package it so you can reuse or customize it in your own projects. And finally, we'll go over how to export your animation properly using the render queue. Whether you are exporting for YouTube, social media, or a client, you'll know the right settings to use for the best quality. I know that learning a new tool can feel overwhelming, but my goal here is to make this journey as smooth, approachable, and even fun as possible. I'll explain every step in plain language and we'll build your knowledge one block at a time. So grab your computer, open After Effects, and follow along with me. Make sure to stay till the end because I packed in some bonus tips and a mini project that will help you finish strong and feel like a real motion design. Ready? Let's dive into After Effects and start creating something awesome together. Alright, let's get started by exploring what you see when you first open Adobe After Effects. I know at first glance the interface might feel a bit intimidating. So many panels, buttons, and terms that might be completely new. But here's the good news. The After Effects workspace is actually very logical and well organized once you understand how everything fits together. So let's walk through it step by step and get comfortable with the layout. Starting from the top left, you'll find the project panel. Think of this as your project's central library, a storage space that holds all the different elements you'll be using in your animation. You can import images, videos, audio clips, pre-compose scenes, and much more here. Every file you bring into your project will show up in this area. You can organize it into folders, just like on your computer to keep things simple. It is especially helpful for larger projects. Now let's move to the center of the screen, where you'll find the composition panel. This is your main preview window. Whatever you are working on, whatever layers or animations you have added, this panel shows you what your final output will look like in real time. It's kind of like the stage or screen where your movie plays while you're editing. You'll be watching this window constantly as you build and tweak your animation. Directly below the composition panel is one of the most important areas in After Effects, the timeline panel. This is where the magic of animation really happens. Each element or asset you use gets its own layer in the timeline. You can stack layers, change when they appear or disappear, and use something called keyframes to animate things like position, scale, rotation, and opacity over time. If you have used video editing software before, the idea of a timeline might feel familiar, but in After Effects, it's much more powerful. On the right hand side of your screen, You'll see a collection of other helpful panels. These include Effects and Presets tab, where you can browse and apply visual abstractions and commonly used animation tools. The Character panel, which gives you full control over text formatting like font, size, color, and tracking. The Preview panel, which lets you play back your animations with different speed and quality settings. You can move and rearrange all these panels as you need to create a custom workspace that fits your style. And if things ever gets messy, you can always go to Window, go to Workspace, and click to reset default to save layout. Now that you're familiar with the basic interface, let's try creating our very first composition. This is where we'll build our animation. To do this, go up to the top and click on New Composition, or simply press Ctrl plus N if you are on Windows, or Command plus N on a Mac. Pop-up window will appear with some important settings. Let's name this composition to my first form. This just helps us keep things organized, especially if we end up creating multiple forms. Now for the settings, set the width to 1920 and height to 1080. It's a standard full HD resolution, perfect for YouTube or most video platforms. Next, choose the frame rate of 30 frames per second. This means that 30 individual images or frames will play per second, giving you a smooth video playback. Then set the duration to 10 seconds. That gives us a nice short segment to work with our first animation. Once everything is set, click on OK. You will now see an empty timeline and your composition preview in the center. This is your blank canvas ready to be produced by you. At this stage, let's take a moment to just look around. Click on panels, drag the timeline, open drop downs. Don't be afraid to explore. And getting comfortable with the interface is an important part of the learning process. And remember, it's okay if it feels a bit overwhelming, right? Everyone feels that way in the beginning. With just a little bit of practice, all of this will start to feel second. So now that you have got a basic understanding of the workspace, you have created your first conversation. We are ready to move forward and start building something. Up next, we'll dive into animation using keyframes, the heart of motion graphics in After Effects. Let's keep going.